Bama on vault. In the all-around, Andrea Pickens and Gwen Speidel, they lead it, followed by Karin Lichey and Jenny Beathard. Kristi Lichey is up as Georgia moves to the vault. Alabama back to the bars. This should be 2 strong rotations for both squads.
Absolutely. And Kristi Lichey is, in fact, the younger sister of senior Karin Lichey from Georgia. Kristi is still very young and inexperienced, and with that comes a little inconsistency, but she's great on this event. Handspring front pike with a half twist, a little problem on the landing, but a nice vault.
Suzanne Yocklin in her 16th season. She's mic'd tonight. We'll be listening in periodically.
Suzanne expects a lot from her athletes. She's very gutsy herself. She expects her athletes to be the same way. Look at this beautiful vault in the air. Very nice. We'll take another look at it. Now, what Kristi needs to do is she needs to have a very tight pike in the air and then do a clean half twist, see the floor, anticipate the landing, and stand it up. She had a little step on the landing, so that will be a deduction.
9.85 for Kristi Lichey's first vault.
Now for her second vault, she wants to do much of the same, except she wants to stick the landing. This vault is valued at a perfect 10, so if she nails it and she performs it perfectly, she could score a perfect 10. Oh, see, now what she tried to do this time was anticipate the landing a little bit too much because she was trying to stick it and she was a little short. She under-rotated. The judges are looking for good push off of the horse. Nice body position, tight legs, but she really did not drive her heels enough, so she didn't have enough momentum in rotation, and that's why she was short. She will not take the score from that vault. She'll take the score of the best vault, the first one, 9.85.
Alabama is the #1 team in the nation on bars. We go there now. Here is Dara Stewart. Stewart, a 5'4" sophomore from Hoover, Alabama.
As a freshman, she earned All-American honors on the bars, so she is a terrific competitor on this event. She was also the Central Regional Bar Champion. Here comes her first big release skill. Oh, beautiful. Nice and high and perfect form in the air. She's a very clean gymnast as well. You can see her legs never come apart. Her toes are pointed. She gives very little away. She did hit her foot on the mat there. That will be a slight deduction. And setting up for her dismount. A double layout, an E-move. Very difficult skill. A little step on the landing, but not a big deal. That was a solid performance. Take another look at her dismount. This is an E element, 2 flips backward in a completely stretched position. She separates her legs and has a little form break, but that's a very tough skill to perform.
We're going to give you her score when we come back. Southeastern Conference Gymnastics will continue right after this. Chris Marlowe and Maura Driscoll. Welcome back. Georgia's on vault. We're going to pick up Brooke Andersen, 5'2" junior from Marietta, Georgia.
Georgia as a team is ranked #2 in the nation on this event. And Brooke Andersen will be performing a completely new vault. It's a front handspring, front somersault with a full twist. Very, very difficult to do. There's only one other gymnast in college who's performed it.
And that is Jenny Hanser of Kentucky.
Jenny Hansen from Kentucky, that's correct. She had a little trouble in, she was a little short. She kind of looked to me like her hand slipped on the pre-flight when she first hit her hands on the front of the horse. We'll take a better look at it to see she wasn't able to get as much push as she needed. Now, there's a lot happening here, a flip and a full twist. See, that left hand didn't quite make it, so she couldn't push all the way through, and therefore she wasn't able to get around. Let's take a look at her left hand as it approaches the vault. Right there, you see that? Way too far in front of the horse. She couldn't push completely through and couldn't complete the twist.
Dara Stewart got a 9.70 for Bama on the bars.
This is a really, really tough vault. She was having some difficulty in warm-ups.
Doug McGavin, the assistant coach for Georgia, told me earlier that this is a vault that if she could perform perfectly, she could win the national championship. He said she's been hitting it in practice.
And the reason why is because she can also perform another vault that's valued at a 10.0, and when you get to nationals and you're in the finals competition, you need to do 2 different vaults, and they average the score, so you really need to have 2 10.0 vaults. Let's take another look. Much better. She still had that problem on the pre-flight, but that was a much better vault. Suzanne Youghlin said she's proud of her. I was saying that she's kind of gutsy and goes for broke, and she expects the same for her athletes. So you can see her a little too far in front of the horse, I think. Wasn't able to get completely around. Though this one is better. Nice push in the air. The tuck is okay. A little loose in the tuck. She needs to start twisting sooner in order to get it all the way around.
9.85.
Now the crowd is booing Chris because they don't understand that that vault is tremendously difficult. It's valued at a 10. So she's starting at a higher start value than some of the Alabama gymnasts that may have gotten 9.60s.
Back to the bars, Andree Pickens, 5'2" freshman from Houston, Texas. She had a 10 earlier this year against Minnesota on this apparatus.
It was on this event. She does 2 really big release skills. There's one. That's not even one of the ones that I'm counting. That's called a Shaposhnikova. This is a Hindorf. Look at that. Woo! See how high her hips are away from the bar. That's what the judges want to see. And the pirouetting skills right on top of the bar. That was a reverse heck. Another straddle back to handstand. Jam-packed with difficulty. And she finishes with a full twisting double back. Short on the landing. She looked a little tired at the end of that routine, and she under-rotated her dismount, but that routine is so filled with difficulty. Let's see what happened. Really, it just looks like a stamina issue. She has so much height in the air. It doesn't, see, she just sort of landed a little short. She was a little tired there. The execution in the air was nice, though.
All right, we're coming back. We'll give you Andree Pickens' score. More from Tuscaloosa right after this. Back at the Coleman Coliseum, Georgia is undefeated at 5-0. Alabama Crimson Tide 4-1. Their only loss was to Georgia. And yet Alabama is #1. This meet could decide a new #1 if Georgia could pull it off. Here's Karin Lichey.
She'll do a handspring front pike with a half twist,
Ooh.
and she does this vault about as well as you can perform it. That was outstanding. Just beautiful.
Andree Pickens, let's duck it in a 9.8 for her bars routine.
Good job, you guys.
That's a good score considering that little glitch on the landing.
No, she doesn't need to. It was beautiful.
That's Suzanne
She doesn't
Youghlin.
need to do another vault is what Suzanne is saying, because that vault
That's enough.
was beautiful. She wants to save her from the wear and tear and the pounding, and Karin Lynch is pretty happy about that.
Will the Alabama athletes benefit from the home court advantage, and will the Georgia athletes suffer a bit in terms of scoring?
Goodness. Well, that's a tough one.
All right.
There is definitely sort of a home team bias, and a lot of people believe that home judges favor the home team. But what I think is really going to make a difference is this crowd. 15,000 fans here who plan to influence, you know, the scores and plan to influence the team. And this pumps you up as a team.
Karin Lichey, a 9.975. That's good enough for Coach Suzanne Youghlin.
Just as I said, as close to perfection as you can get it. She is outstanding on this event.
Of course, she's had 10s before. She's had 3 in her career.
Okay, you guys. Everything up and everything stopped. 1,